Hey folks, this is Paul Kalkbrenner. We're here in Mexico, finally back again, and this is for Tada Music.
How did you get into the music world?
Oh, I was picked when I was already in second grade, like 8 years old. I'm from East Germany, so I was picked. They had the state programs. They went to the schools to find people who would be good in any sport, or like I could sing very good before my voice broke. So I was chosen to go to the music school then, where I practiced the trumpet and learned music theory and stuff. But when I was like 12, 13, I stopped that because there was so much practice on the instrument. And all the other boys were like playing football outside in the summer. So soon later I decided that I didn't even know what it actually was, what we wanted to do. Somehow we didn't even know like about this DJ thing when we were like 14 or something. We just realized there was music and there were no breaks between the songs, and there was one radio show in East Germany where it was actually broadcasted this way. So that's how I got into
it. Difficult to let go and evolve Berlin Calling after you did it? Like
it was a little bit, of course, like a little bit different and difficult in the following years. You know, like the 2 years after that, because everything was still focusing on this movie. Even though I made a lot of stuff like before and also after that, but it was normal because it was such a hype about that moving picture. So it settled down again like 2 years after that. But yeah, it was a little bit strange the first year after the movie, what was happening.
How was for you to act?
Yeah, I mean, how it was to act, it was when it started not very difficult for me. I was like obviously good to do it, but to shoot every day, you know, every day like 12 hours, 15 hours, and every day the pickup is 5 o'clock in the morning. That's not really my time. So like to get up this early every morning and shoot for so long, for like, I don't know, like 9 or 10 weeks. This was actually the hardest part of it. So, and I was actually not planned to be the actor there. The director wanted to make like a picture about a musician, and I was actually just planned to be like the advisor to say how it's like authentic and stuff. So it actually, while doing with the director who also wrote the book, sitting on it for like a year and another year, because it took me a lot of years to collect the money also for the movie. It grew actually into it until the point he said, no, now you have to do it. So we did it so much like your thing, it has to be you.
So you had the idea of the movie, you brought?
The director came. He had the idea, and I was actually at the beginning just to be an advisor. Yeah. And then I was supposed to maybe the soundtrack, and then it gets step by step. Yeah. Because from the idea to the release was maybe 5 years.
Okay. Yeah, it took a long time, and to me it was like it could be like autobiography, like you know.
I mean, let's say all the crazy stuff happening there, I have seen it, but I did not have to go to the hospital or something.
From the new album, why did you put in the about White Rabbit?
Because it started that we had this deal with Sony there, and because I needed something, you know, to have like better distribution, you know, to countries. You know, I can go to France and Spain and Italy and always play and be present, but there are also fans like, let's say, Mexico or Peru or Latvia, and it's very difficult to reach those people. So we looked for a partner, and Sony was actually the best for that, but they said, if we want to do also something in the United States or like a little bit bigger, then you need vocals, or you need to run in the radio. And to run in the radio, somebody needs to sing. I cannot work with somebody contemporary in the studio from nowadays, you know, I cannot work with somebody. So they came up with the idea, you can go to our archive. So it was the first artist granted to go to the Sony, and even White Rabbit, 1967, they have the single stamps of that in top quality. And so it was like saluting several problems. The main thing is that I cannot work with somebody in the studio, you know, I have to be alone there.
It is kind of like in the movie that you get in and then you try with sounds.
Exactly, So we were like looking to the archive there what we can choose. So there was also like to choose maybe like Johnny Cash and Bob Dylan and stuff, but it's way too big, you know. So White Rabbit is already there. And what I have to say now, the album is out. I think for the next one, I think I will go a step back again, you know. So there will be not albums with more vocals, less.
What's coming next? Do you have something in mind? You've been working on something?
I have something. I was like going through like very old records from the time we spoke at the beginning, when it was like around 1990, you know, 91 and stuff. So to collect, also on YouTube I found this stuff like old records. I didn't even know what the artist who released it back then actually was. So I know it's just a side project, you know. I want to put it on SoundCloud later, but the idea is to make like a mix. I will like edit it in the studio, like from those old records, to do something on the side, because after like doing an album, you know, for 1 or 2 years in the studio, I need also time away from the studio, not making any music of myself.
Like just chilling out.
Yeah, and doing like something like, what is another project?
This album, it's a little bit more joyful, less sad. So it's why?
Because we actually wanted to release it in spring. It took more time, so it was like released in August. But actually, the thing making this album was spring, you know, printemps, you know, and the spring is coming, and of course, more like, you can call it happy, but also like, you know, toward it to the future, you know, with a good confidence and not everything going to be shit. So yes, it's a less melancholic album than others. Yes.
Or producer or Mexican band that you like?
And only Chicharito and Hugo Sanchez back then.
I think we're good.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Guys,
like
thank you.
Tacos?
I like tacos, beef tacos.
Okay. Well,
Alambre. They have to be alambre.